Good afternoon, participants. I would like to introduce Dr. Ashok K. Rathoure. He is working as independent researcher in the field of environment protection, working as editor-in-chief for Doctor Journal of Environmental Research, managing editor at Doctor Journals, executive editor at Scientific India, and member secretary of Scientific Planet Society, Dehradun. In addition to this, he is managing director at Biohm Consultare Pvt, Surat. Previously, he was associated with EIA Group of companies Surat and Envision Group Surat. He has more than 13 years of working experience in various domains. His area of research is environmental biotechnology, and publication includes 100 full-length research papers in international and national journals of repute, and published more than 45 books from reputed publishers in India and abroad. He is member of APCB EES Hong Kong, IAC SIT Singapore, EFB Spain, Society for Conservation Biology Washington, and founder member of Scientific Planet Society Dehradun. He is working as expert for ecology and biodiversity and water pollution monitoring, prevention and control, along with working as EIA coordinator for various sectors for EIA studies. With this brief intro, I request Dr. Rathoure to take over the session, and he is going to discuss about ABC in EIA. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So now I am sharing my screen so that all the participants can visualize this screen. Here it is. And now I will start the session on this ABC in EIA, and exactly what is, can you see the presentation?
Sir. Yes, sir, we can.
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah.
Good afternoon to all the participants, and thank you very much to be with this time to have the interaction on this attributes, breadth, and career in EIA studies, right? So before going to discuss about all these things, in this 1 hour session, we'll discuss 3 things. One is the attributes, means what the attributes of this EIA, then what is the scope, and after that we'll discuss about the career in EIA studies, means who are studying or who are seeking job in environment production, then they can just have information about how they can enter into the EIA study. So here you can see one cover page of EIA. Of course, many of the participants are aware about the EIA EMP. So this is important thing who are working in this field, that EIA report should have a definite structure. So also we'll discuss about the structure of EIA today. What is exactly this term EIA? Many people are saying, some are saying that this is the document, and some are saying this is a report. So this is again, this is another thing that is a tool, we can say. Tool means the decision-making tool. EIA is an exercise to carried out before any developmental activity on any piece of land. When requires piece of land, then this EIA is required. EIA is not required for any services where the piece of land is not required. So when we are going to develop anything like roadway, highways, railway even, and any factory, like manufacturing of anything like your mouse or something, even when required anything to like under Air Act, Water Act, EPA Act, then EIA studies are required. And again, second option is if you are any investor, any project investment is more than 250 crores, then again EIA study is required. And this EIA is what exactly? This is a decision-making tool on which the decision makers or policy makers, they can decide on that document only that project activity will be proceeded or not. That means to be happen or not. So that is a thing. And in EIA, it is concentrated on the problems related to environmental issues and using the natural resources. So all about this. And for this EIA, we have to generate some data. That is the known as your baseline data. And for that purpose, to generate the data, we have to present the baseline data in chapter 3. And after chapter 3, there is one, before chapter 3 is the chapter 2 that is related to project description, or simply we can say about the project which is going to be set up and piece of land. at anywhere in, not in India only, anywhere in the world, if you are going to establish, then as per the country legislation, the requirement is there. And in India, it is started in 1977, but now we have a notification, even 2020 new notification is in existence. So for that purpose, we need to generate some data, and for generation of data, there is only two things. Two things are, one is to do some experiment, and by doing experiment, we can generate some data. That data is like environmental labs. In environmental lab, we have to do some experiment on wastewater analysis, on air analysis, on noise we are generating, and also we have for water also. So on that basis, by doing some experiment, we are generating data. And second method is to record the observation. By recording observation, that scenario is known as surveying. Means you have to go to the site, you have to survey that site, or we can say the study area, or simply we can say the area in question where the impact will be happens due to the developmental activity. Then you have to go for that every corner of the study area. Some 8 other attributes are there. For that purpose, we need to go to the site. We need to conduct some surveys. By doing survey, or by exploring that area, we have to record the observation. On that basis, we have to interpret that impact, and we have to put into chapter 4. And on that basis, chapter 2, 3, 4, we have to prepare EMP, that is environmental management plan. So this means when you are going to site, you have to understand the project activity. For that purpose, you have to interact with the people, be the proponent or investor who are going to install the machinery for manufacturing of anything. And also you have to go to site in the study area. You have to interact with the local people so that you can immediately collect the good information or exact information of the local environment. So you can see some photographs here. And now we'll discuss about the legislation of this EIA in India. This EIA process has been started in 1977, 1978, when the concept means when the River Valley project was started in India. But that time there is nothing about the EIA. So this River Valley project need a huge amount of funds to work on that. So for that purpose, the government of India requires fund from World Bank, and World Bank situated in USA, they require EIA, because EIA was started before this, even 1977, in the later 1960 even in US. So they need this document. At that time, only document has been submitted for the fund purposes, but there is no legislation support was there. But after 1994, means we can say 1984, this is Bhopal gas tragedy. After this, there is one act, major act. Before that, we have 2 acts. One is the on water pollution act. Another one in 1981 is air act. So these acts are there. But in case of, because some all activities or developmental activity has not been covered under water act or air act, because these are the specific act related to air or related to water. But this Environment Protection Act 1986 is known as Umbrella Act. Why? Because all the other activities related to environmental or environmental pollution has been already incorporated in this act, and now we don't have any other act related to environment. It is only one act. Under this, we have number of rules, notifications, and other regulations under EPA Act only. Even now we have EIA notification 2020, which is in a draft stage. This was to be expired on 21st, means tomorrow only, but it is extended up to next 60 days for public suggestions and objections. And after that, this will be finalized, and this will be applicable to whole India. So on 27th January 1994, you can see the first EIA notification under EPA Act was issued, and under which so all manufacturing, or simply we can say the industrial activity, has been incorporated. And after some time, means after we can say about 11 years, there is one 9 years only. There is one amendment on that having 3 attributes. One is having the person more than 1,000 employee in the any commercial complexes or hotel complexes or hotel or settlement colony or industrial, that is known as township area development. So that is also included. And if any person, if any township is discharging more than 50 KLD, then again they have to procure environmental clearance under the EIA notification. Otherwise, they have, if they have more than 50 crores at that time, then they have to come onto the EIA notification 1994. But now it is 250 crores. This means the notification having 50 crore means the provision of 50 crore. If investment is if any participant had question, then they can type in the chat box. I will take all the questions the last one. Okay. So there are three major provisions under which one can go for the EIA under EIA notification 1994. And after that, in 2006, there is major principal notification has been issued under public. After 1 year, this has finalized in 14 September 2006. And after that, even as of now, we are following EIA notification 2006 only. And under this, total 40 sectors are there. But now means 3 sectors has been already deleted. So 37 sectors as per EIA notification 2006. But in case of EIA notification 2020, it has more notification, more sectors are there. The emerging sectors has been already incorporated. So now we'll discuss about what EIA does have. Means what type of activity or what type of the information in the EIA should be presented. So here you can see one is about the physical and chemical characteristic like related to earth. That is because we are going to establish any activity on the piece of land. So for that purpose, we have to have present the local environment of that area that is said to be as the study area. So you have to present the constituent material, soil, landform of that area, unique physical feature, mineral resources, or in case of water, like groundwater, surface water, or a recharge system, whatever is available, then you have to present in EIA. For atmospheric condition like climatological condition of that area, like micro and macro, humidity, temperature, wind speed, wind direction, etc. you have to present in EIA. Some natural processes are there, if flood, erosion, sedimentation, precipitation like rain, earthquake, etc. you have to present in EIA, seismic zone, whatever is. And then some biological conditions like your flora and fauna, then ecological relationship between means everything which is directly or indirectly available or interacting, then you have to present like food chain or some insect vector diseases, water resources availability and competition between the groundwater in that area, then you have to present. And some cultural factor like landforms, wetland, forestry, agriculture, residence, commercial, mining, industry, quarrying, whatsoever is available in the study area, then you have to present. A recreational facility like fishing, boating, swimming, resort, etc. Aesthetic like landscape is there, like any reserve forest is there, national park is there, wildlife sanctuary, historical or archaeological site is there, then you have to present. Red species are there, then you have to present. Cultural status like lifestyle, employment pattern, population density, health and safety, PSC centers, infrastructure available in the study area, then you have to present. Waste disposal facility, any corridor are there, transportation network in the study area, then you have to present. And after presenting, that is the baseline scenario exactly to be presented in chapter 3. And after chapter 3, we have to come into chapter 4. And for chapter 4, you have to present your impact and its mitigation measure on some quantification manner. In some quantification manner, this is based on environmental indices. And these environmental indices are the numerical indices using some matrix. And for that means what is the use of that? The main objective to have the environmental indices. I think one AQI is the most important environmental indices is which is already known by all the participants, all the people in India. AQI is the air quality index. I think this is very popular, so everyone knows about air quality index. That is one thing, one environmental indices is, but there are number of other environmental indices like noise quality index, soil fertility index, water quality index. So these indices are there. We have to present in that manner only. These indices are the environmental, exactly we can say the numerical index. Numerical index is what exactly they have to present in numbers. So because any layman, even common man, everyone can understand the number. So we have to present the quantification of environmental parameter into the matrix only, and after that we have to present one figure for one parameter. Like air quality index is one, then we have to go for noise quality index, otherwise we have to go for soil fertility index, and then we have to go for and not, and then we have to go for scoping. Scoping is what to study, not to study. In simple word, means we have to go to study, because EIA is type of research activity. You have to go to the site, you have to conduct some experiment, you have to record your observation. If some people are, means if you are a student, then you are preparing your thesis, you are preparing your dissertation, in that you have to do some experiment, you have to record some observation. In the similar fashion, the EIA is to be conducted in that way only. You have to do some experiment, you have to do record the observation, and then you have to present in 12 chapters. You have to prepare the EIA report, that is the document. Then in case of scoping, we have to decide what to study and not to study. So that is exactly, we can say the TAR. TAR is a term of reference. Then we have to focus on what we have studied, and after that we have find some study. On that basis, a baseline study, we can say, on that basis we have to prepare the impact assessment, in anticipated impact assessment, and on that basis we have to present mitigation measure, and on that basis only mitigation measure we have find, and on that basis we have to prepare EMP, that is environmental management plan. So after preparing your EIA, you have to present this EIA to ministry, or simply we can say to the state level. Here you can see, again I am repeating, these are the stages of environmental clearance when EIA is applicable. When EIA is not applicable, then EIA preparation and draft EIA, final EIA will not come, and all other stuff will come. So here you can see, after screening, you have to prepare your form 1, form 1A for PFR, CP means conceptual plan. Depending on requiring, form 1 is universal for all the project, but form 1A for construction, form 1M is for mining, form 1T is for thermal power. So depending on the activity, which type of industrial activity you have, then you have to prepare the form accordingly. I will discuss which type of form is required for what activity also. Then you have to go for a presentation of your project before EAC or SIAC. Now it is online also. And then after award of TAR, the TAR is the term of reference. So you have to go for baseline study. There is a office memorandum by MFCC also, that you can start any season, one season. Study is required for rapid EIA, and in case of comprehensive EIA, the 4 seasons are required. And in case of there are standard seasons available, that is there are 3 study periods. You can consider for October, November, December, for starting from 1st October. Then again, second study period is from 1st of December, means December, January, February, and third study period is from starting from March, 1st March, means March, April, May. So you can start your baseline study or baseline data collection from 1st March, or we can say 1st October. Otherwise, you can start from 1st December. So these 3 study periods, which is already said by in this OM, which is released on 29th August 2017, then you have to prepare your EIA report in structure, which is already given in EIA notification 2006. And then you have to submit your EIA report if the public hearing is required. Public hearing, again, the one concept when your project site is located outside industrial area. Otherwise, it falls under notification that public hearing is mandatory for some activity like mining activity, cement activity, paper industry. So for that, these activity means public hearing is mandatory with irrespective to the locations. And it means if you are in the notified industrial area, then again you have to conduct public hearing. So after conducting public hearing, you have to go to the concerned agency, that is SIAC or EIAC. You have to present your case. That is for appraisal. If they have query, then they will ask in the form of ADS. Otherwise, they will ask immediately. If you have to you have to present again if more queries are there. And after presentation, the minutes of meeting will be there. Means grant for a recommendation of EC will be published in the form of minutes meeting, and this will be published over the concerned website of the state or simply of the central. Central is Parves only. So here you can see for scoping, Form 1 is required, PFR is required. For public consultation, EIA, 10 hard copies of EIA along with your executive summary of EIA in local language and English language required. In case of appraisal, Form 1 with means in case of B2, here you can see 8A, 8B, that is construction project only. So in this construction, Form 1 and Form 1A and with PFR is required. The PFR in case of construction, the CP is known as conceptual plan. And in case of mining, there is a Form 1 and Form 1M is required with DSR and mining plan. In case of other B2 projects, so you need Form 1 and then EMP, layout and feasibility report. In case of other project category A or B, which require EIA, then you have to present your Form 2 apart from Form 1. And then you have to prepare your EIA report, layouts and feasibility. All these reports are required for appraisal under EIA or simply B1. Or a category A project. Here you can see the list of category which requiring EIA or EC under EIA notification 2006. There are 8 schedules. First schedule is mining extraction. Under this, you can see 5 activities like mining of minerals offshore, onshore, River Valley project, and thermal power and nuclear power project. Under 2, primary processing, coal washery, mineral beneficiation. Under 3 schedule, metal production, metallurgical industry, cement plants are there. And schedule number 4 have material processing, petroleum and refining industry, coke 1 plant, asbestos milling and chlor-alkali industry, soda ash industry, leather skin hide processing industry. And under schedule number 5, you can see manufacturing industry are there basically, like chemical, fertilizer, pesticide industry, petrochemical industry, man-made fiber, any fiber, other than cracking, then you need EIA or EC under this. And synthetic organic chemical, dye intermediate, bulk drugs, API, the active pharmaceutical ingredient, distillery project, integrated paint industry, pulp and paper industry, sugar industry, these require this. And service sector is there like oil and gas transportation, that is one linear project. And one activities was also there, that is 6B, isolated storage like HPCL, BPCL, etc. But this was deleted last year in June 13th only. So now it is not required under this notification. 7th schedule is like physical infrastructure. One is airport, ship breaking yard, industrial estate, EPZ, SEZ, common hazardous waste treatment facility like TSD, port and harbor, highways, aerial ropeways, common effluent treatment plant, CETPs, common municipal solid waste management facility. And in case of schedule number 8, there is building and construction activity. This is category B2. Here you means more than 20,000 square meter built up area up to 1,50,000 square meter. And if you go more than 1,50,000, then under township and area development project, you can go for EC. And another one list is like more than 50 hectare area. If you are developing any area, and you are falling under more than 50 or equal to 50 hectare area, then again EIA is required under this EIA notification. So for that purpose, you have to go to site, you have to collect the baseline data, you have to perform some experiment at the site. So you can see the photographs here. This is marine study, that is for MIA only. There is not only EIA, the number of things are there like SIA, MIA, TIA, BIA, and many more things are apart from EIA. For that purpose, we have to go for specific activity to the site. We have to collect the baseline data. We have to conduct experiment on the site. Even in case of soil, if you are going to collect this water sample, then you have to do experiment of like DO, pH, color, turbidity at the site only when you are collecting the sample. So here you can see some photographs related to coral reefs. It is in Jamnagar Marine Sanctuary is there. Narara Island is there, that is having live corals in that. So you can go there, you can watch live coral in India. Of course, means some other places have live coral, but here you can see immediately. There is no any cost. You can go just and before going to site, you need to understand this area, that is the study area. So study area with reference to your project, 10 kilometer study area is required nowadays only. Then you have to means use topo sheet that is down should be procured from Survey of India. You can have the link, it is already provided. Then you can download topo sheet from that, and then you can process. This is available freely, but it is not for commercial use. But you can, if you are going for commercial use, then you can procure the topo sheet from Survey of India. It is very having very less cost, reasonable cost, starting from 70 rupees only. So you can easily procure in soft copy also and hard copy also as well. So, and you have to see about water body like surface, ground, marine area, forest cover, eco-sensitive like Pan, any national park, wildlife sanctuary, biosphere reserve. Then you have to check about the coastal zone under CRZ notification 2011-2018. CPA, that is critically polluted area, SPA, severely polluted area, landforms, baseline scenario, demographic profile. So for that purpose, you have to, means now we'll discuss about the structure of EIA, means how this EIA should be looking like. So here, this EIA report have 12 chapters. Here you can see the introduction, project description, description of the environment, anticipated environmental impact and mitigation measures, analysis of alternatives in terms of technology and site, additional environmental monitoring program. Chapter 7 is about additional study, project benefit, environmental cost benefit analysis, environmental management plan, summary and conclusion, disclosure of consultant engaged. Now we'll discuss about thoroughly in means how what chapter 1 have. So in this chapter 1, a brief description about the project site, country, location, history of that project site, scope, means all the things, layout, even location, maps, etc., and assessment of new untested technology. If you are using the untested means tested technology, then you cannot present if it is already provided. If you are going for untested technology, then you have to present, and also you have to present about the aspect and impact analysis under chapter 2 only. And under chapter 3, it is related to only environment, that is baseline scenario of that study area. Then you have in terms of air, water, soil, noise, hydrology, geology, and ecology, biodiversity, and socioeconomic. Then you have to present the micrometeorology also in chapter 3 only with the valued environmental component. And chapter 4, here you can see about the anticipated environmental impact and its mitigation measure. Apart from this, you have to put air quality modeling, noise quality modeling, AQI, that is air quality index, water quality index, ecological impact assessment, soil fertility index, noise quality index, these indices and matrices to be provided. And then you have to provide the mitigation measures and budget also. In case of chapter 5 is about the analysis of alternative in terms of technology and site. Here you have to provide the each alternative for whatever you are using, like site, that is piece of land, technology for manufacturing or fabrication, etc. Then you have to present. And also if anything means adverse impact, then you have to provide the mitigation measure, and why you have selected the site, means this site fits on the suitability site criteria. Then you have to discuss about that in chapter 5 only. And in chapter 6, you have to provide the environmental monitoring program, that is the post monitoring program exactly, means when this project will be in operation phase, then what type of parameter to be monitored, where they have to monitor, where they have to collect the sample. Then you have to provide along with the OHS documentation record, frequency, location, data analysis, reporting schedule, even emergency procedure, budget, etc. for the monitoring program you have to provide in chapter 6. Under chapter 7, it is mandatory to provide about the public consultation first, either applicable or not. If applicable, then you have to provide the proceeding, photograph, videograph, case signatures, and then outcome of that. If not applicable, then you have to write this public hearing is not applicable to this project, and what the reason why this applicable is not, then you have to provide under chapter 7 only. Apart from this, you have to provide about risk assessment, HERA, or history analysis, event analysis, social impact assessment, R&R applicability, biodiversity conservation plan, DEMP, off-site, on-site emergency plan, OHS, etc. You have to provide under chapter 7 only. Any other things which is not covered in any chapter, then you have to provide in chapter 7 only, because this name as additional study which is required, like hydrodynamic study, then you can provide in chapter 7 only. And under chapter 8, here you have to provide the benefits due to that project. Suppose like in case of physical infrastructure, ecological infrastructure, social infrastructure, corporate environmental responsibility, and case of employment potential, tangible, intangible, whatever due to this environmental activity, as we can say the developmental activity, then you have to provide the benefits under chapter 8 only. And chapter 9 is about environmental CBA. It is not mandatory for all the project, but river valley irrigation project, or simply we can say the mining project, they require CBA. For that, you have to provide the in terms of biodiversity, biodiversity losses, habitat fragmentation, crop productivity, ecotourism, etc. So this is the different practice to prepare chapter 9. For that purpose only, this is not required for all the project, or we can say for not the point source. For the project which is point source, in that case, yeah, CBA is not required. For area source, then this is required. So under chapter 10, the EMP, that is environmental management plan, here you have to provide about the concept of waste minimization. And then clean technology, natural resource conservation, means minimum resource use of natural resources. Then you have to provide the conservation EMP for during construction phase, EMP during operation phase, green belt development plan, OHS, corporate environmental responsibility as OM of 1st May 2018, environmental policy of that company or activity, budgetary provision, all the budgets to be provided in chapter 10 related to environment, then organization structure, mechanism of reporting of non-compliances, and chapter 11 is about the summary only. Here you have to provide summary in 7 attributes. Here one is the project description of the environment, anticipated environmental impact, then monitoring program, additional study, benefits, and EMP. And chapter 12 is about the team who have prepared this EIA, like functional area expert and EIA coordinator, team members, mentors. So all the person and resume, brief resume of the consultancy who have prepared, mean the company who have prepared this EIA. So about the accreditation from the NABET, you have to present in chapter 12 only. Here all the even means the annexure 7 of NABET can be presented in chapter 12. So that is the chapter 12. Now means during this you have to interact with many people, of course, because you need to collect the baseline data from for that local environment only. So now we'll present some software in EIA, means because this is of course this is research based study, but this needs some software, because we need to predict means to present in quantitative manner. So for that purpose only we need some software. Here you can see for air number of softwares available. We have already provided link. You can see here, if you click on this, then immediately you will go to this site. Then you can some softwares are free of cost. Immediately one can download. Windrose is free of cost. This is available on LakeSweep, and Water, Mic 21, ModFlow. Many softwares are HMS, HEC-RAS, some open foam, water jumps, many softwares are there. Here we have already provided this means link. For rain, that is PRMS, Surat is there, Noise, Dhwani Pro is Noise 3D, OBGIS, Code Tempen, Aqua Studio, Predictor Lima, and Sound Plan. These are the software for noise. For soil, GeoStudio, GeoSlope, Excalibur, Plaxis, Flag, Abacus. These are software for soil quality index and for soil fertility index even. For risk assessment, Fast Micro, Aloha, BREX, STEER, and safety is the safety in Fast Micro developed by DNV only. This is a costly paid version, but Aloha and BREX and STEER, these are the free, you can download from Google immediately. And land use mapping, ArcGIS, QGIS free, ArcGIS is paid, Ardas Imagine is paid, SagaGIS is free. For ecology biodiversity, there is number of software like Pass3, TreeView, Ecosystem Biodiversity, RSAM, Biodiversity Pro, Estimates as Biomapper, Biomode, Range Model, Geoscope. Many numbers of softwares are available, and that is free. That is all free for ecology biodiversity. And for data analysis, you can use Microsoft Excel. Otherwise, you can use SPSS. SPSS is, of course, means demo version for 1 month is free, and after that you have to pay for that. So now we'll discuss about how we can prepare study area map, because we have to go to the site, then we have to prepare one study area map. If we cannot prepare, then you have to procure from others. So better to understand how we can prepare the study area map. It's very easy to prepare. So for that purpose, you have to go to the Google Earth Pro. This is freely available on all desktop. You can download from the Google. It is developed by Google only. So after downloading, you have to go to this. Here you can see it is having a topo sheet. The Camel is, of course, having topo sheet. Here you can see one project we have presented here as a reference only. So by using this Google Earth Pro, I am just discussing very brief, because many people are knowing about this. And if one need to know, then immediately they can contact. So here you can see that just go to the site, go to the Google Earth Pro. Then you have to have the means GPS coordinate of that site, because if you are going to prepare the study area map, then you have to have address. And here the Google Earth is requires some GPS coordinate, or simply we can say any GIS software requires GPS coordinates only. That is known as latitude and longitude coordinates. So for that purpose, we have this coordinate we have to put into here. The tool is provided already. If you click on that, then this type of bar will open. Immediately you have to put by typing even. Otherwise you can copy and paste. by putting, you have to click on OK. If you click OK, then you will see this type of screen. Immediately you will reach on that particular area or place, a piece of land, and on that area you have to provide, you have to make this polygon, so that you can understand, one can understand easily of how much area of that project piece of land is there. After that, you have to go to 10-kilometer radius. For that purpose, you have to click on the tool. There is a tool for circle, a line, path, polygon, circle, 3D path, 3D polygon. So you have to click on circle, and after clicking on circle, you can see using mouse dragging. Immediately you can prepare it 10-kilometer radius of that on that. And here you can see this is circle measure of 10-kilometer radius. And after that, if you have the KML of this topo sheet, then immediately you can identify the topo sheet on this Google Earth only by clicking on this map on this Google Earth only. So here you can see this is the we have presented for one reference to understand how here the Piyush industry is in the Dahej. So here you can see the red line is there. So this red line is having two topos. It means this is bifurcating on this piece of land into two. That is one having 46C9 and another one has 46C10. So in this study area, we need the two topo sheet. So for these topo sheet, you can go to this Survey of India. You have to click this link. After clicking this link, you need your Aadhaar number. Aadhaar number should be registered with the mobile number. You have to provide your Aadhaar number, then you have to put the CAPTCHA code, and after that you will get OTP. And after getting OTP, you have to put here OTP. And after putting, you will go to the site and you have to search your topo sheet. And after searching topo sheet, you can download. And after downloading this Aadhaar number, last 8 digits of your Aadhaar number will work as a password only, because this topo sheet is password protected. And after that, you can immediately open this topo sheet on in the PDF form. And after that, you can go to the ArcGIS. ArcGIS one software. Argus Imagine is another software, GIS software, where you can prepare this study area map. For that purpose, we have one training online session how to prepare the study area map using ArcGIS. So there are a number of steps to prepare ArcGIS study area, and then you have to prepare land use FCC map, slope map. Here you can see this is the buffer map. Here the drainage map you can prepare by using ArcGIS only. This is the contour map. Here the contour meters is already given. This is with respect to this Chandobi Lake in Assam. So here the slope map, it is also it can be prepared using this ArcGIS. This is the buffer map of this district Kamrup. And here is this is the land map. This is the study area map. Again, this is the different one from this one. Here this is the circle one, and here this is not circle, because study area map will not be circle always. Depending on your project site, means how much area involved in your project site. Like in case of highway or railway, these are the linear. Then the study area will be in the linear form only. So for others like baseline data collection, we have another training sessions starting from tomorrow on baseline data collection for water, air, soil, noise. So in that we'll discuss about all these matter, how the study area map can be prepared. Here you can see the FCC map, and this is the another land use map using this ArcGIS. This is the drainage, another drainage digital elevation map. This is the output of ISAS 3, that is GLC concentration in case of air quality modeling. Here some step will show you about how we can install this WR plot. This is free of cost. Here you can see the link is there given. After clicking on this link, you will see you can download this WR plot. And after downloading, you have to go to for installation. Here we have presented this. You have to accept the terms and license agreement. And after that, you have to install by clicking next and next. And after then you have to finish this. Then you have to have one this Excel sheet for local, or we can say for your wind direction, wind speed, and that means hourly wind speed and wind direction for wind rules pattern. So by importing this Excel sheet into this WR plot, you have to put here. You can see import from Excel, and after importing, you will see this type of this direction and wind speed is there. And after this, you have to go to the wind rows directly, and here is the wind classes and wind rows. And after clicking this, you will get this type of wind rows pattern of that study area map or study area simply. So by putting plotting this W windrows, you can see this is by default, this is blowing from, means by this windrows we can predict the wind direction, means which is the upwind direction, which is downwind direction. In this case northwest is the upwind direction and southeast is the downwind direction. So maximum pollutant will travel in southeast direction only, and GLC will be in the southeast only. GLC is what? GLC is the ground level concentration. This is another output from Phast Micro. This is from Aloha. This is freeware. You can see here we have provided the link. You can download from this. Some Android apps are there. If you are using your Android phone, then immediately you can start recording the observation using GPS waypoint for lat long compasses. Of course, number of compasses are there. So we have presented these Android app after using many times, and they are giving 90% accurate data. They are not 100%, of course, but they are giving most accurate data. Sometimes there are a number of software applications available on phone Android store, but they are not accurate. But here you can see when Google Lens, it is, of course, it is for all, anything you can identify, but it is not 100% accurate, but it is having more than 90% accuracy. For flora and fauna, that is trees and animals, then you can use iNaturalist. Mangrove for mangrove identification. PlantNet for flora fauna. GPS camera means if you are using a camera, then you can use GPS camera using having latitude, longitude in the photograph with address and pin code even. So for plant identification, simply we can say flower identification, then you can go for plant identification. Flora incognita. Sound meter for a noise level, then you can record the noise level by using the sound meter. For AQI, CPCB has developed one application that is known as Sahar, SAHAR. You can download from Android Play Store, Google Play Store. Otherwise, you can use this Ayurveda also. This is also good, having good accuracy. But Sahar is the most accurate because this is designed for India only. And here is one software for application, fire risk assessment. This is free, but you need to have one registration using your credential. After that, you can use fire risk assessment only. Now we'll discuss about the third stream. Now we have only 15 minutes. In this 15 minutes, we'll discuss about how one can enter into this scheme, how they can work. So there is a scheme from Government of India under Quality Council of India that have 5 boards, and out of 5 boards, one is the NABET board is there, and this full form of NABET is already given here. You can see National Accreditation Board for Education and Training, who are already working. They are of course aware about this, but who are the students, something they are job seeker, then they have to listen carefully how they can enter into this scheme. We have already provided the links. You can download from this link, and this is a portal for ACOs, means consultant. This scheme was launched in 2015. Here you can see, and first the name of this scheme was NRBPT. It was started in 2009, but after some time NABT, when the board has been changed in NABT, then again scheme has been revised on January 2010 only. And after that, we have version 3. You can see here the version 3, right? So this is the content only, and this is the Parvez side, this is the MF side. Here in this QCI scheme, 4 things are there, and these 4 things, out of these, you can see last 3 is about laboratory, about QMS and infrastructure. This is not applicable, but in case of first one is the manpower related to the expert. Here 2 type of expert are there, like one is the EIA coordinator for 40 sectors as of now, and functional area expert, that is for 12 functional area experts are there. For qualification, here you can see in case of for becoming EIA coordinator, there is no requirement of qualification. That means any person from any background can become EIA coordinator. The boundary is only one boundary is the experience. If you have the extensive experience in the same field, then you can become EIA coordinator. However, the qualification is there, like in case of engineering degree, or we can say the technical subject like engineering, technology, architecture, environmental planning, town planning, then you need a bachelor degree. Minimum degree is the bachelor degree in case of engineering technology. And if you are from science background, then you need minimum master degree, like physical science, earth science, environmental science, life science, social science, economics, management, like MBA, whatever, even commerce, they can join this EIA coordinator after 7 years only. And if you do not have this type of qualification, and then you can go for diploma. Like some diploma is also considered, like diploma certificate conferred by the institution, like Institution of Engineers, Indian Chemical Society, or Indian Institute of Metals, or Indian Institute of Chemical Engineers, or Indian Institute of Social Welfare and Business Management, and Xavier Institute. So these type of diploma can be considered for EIA coordinators. And third thing is, fourth thing is exactly here you can see in some exceptional cases, when extensive or huge experience in the same field one person have, then the accreditation committee may waive off the minimum education qualification for EC based on the report and recommendation of the assessor. So this is, of course, this is the rationale of this scheme. So everyone or anyone can enter into, but only boundary is the experience. So for that purpose, you need experience, extensive experience, or simply we can say you need to work in AI. So now we'll discuss about the functional area expert. There are 12 functional area expert. For qualification, the qualification is same. Like in case of engineering degree, then you need a bachelor. In case of master science or art, then you need master degree from any recognized university, of course, like AICT or from your UGC. So that is requirement, first requirement. And then you need in-depth knowledge of respective area. Then understanding of EIA process, legislation, rules, regulation under EIA notification. Then you have to have knowledge about identifying and assessing the potential impact due to the developmental activity. That is the most important thing. And in case of experience, for experience of expert, or simply we can say the functional area expert, here the category A, category B, I already told about category A and category B project. For category B, you need 3 years of experience. Means to become an expert, you have to have 3 years minimum. If you do not have this type of experience, then if you have research experience, like in case of your MTech dissertation or PhD or in teaching, if you are in teaching, then you can enter into, but only maximum 2 years will be counted for category B. Means you need to work again for 1 year in EIA, because you need to understand this is the different practice other than all those scenarios. So you need to work in this field, EIA field, for 1 year, and you have, means if you are having more than 4 years, 10 years even of teaching experience, research experience, even 30 years, you cannot enter into. After 1 year, after working in EIA 1 year, then you can enter into for a category B project, and after completion of 5 years, then you can enter into the category A project. So for category A, 5 years of experience is required, and out of these, actually minimum 3 years of experience of EIA only is required. Means if you have more than 35 years of experience of teaching or research, you cannot enter into category A directly. You have to work for category B first, then you have to go to category A. Okay, and means any experience related to a relevant field, then that can be counted, but only 2 years, up to 2 years. Here you can see the list of functional area expert, like 12 functional area expert. One is land use, air pollution monitoring, prevention and control, AP, meteorology, air quality modeling and protection, AQ, water pollution monitoring, prevention control is WP, ecology biodiversity is EB, noise vibration is NV, socioeconomic is SC, hydrology groundwater, water conservation is HG, geology is GEO, soil conservation is SC, and risk assessment hazard management RH, and last one is the SSW, that is solid hazardous waste management. Under these 3 more categories are there, subcategories are there, like hazardous waste, industrial solid waste, municipal solid waste, even one biomedical waste. Now new category has been introduced, that is nuclear waste. So under this only SSW this may come. And the qualification, now I will discuss about the individual qualification. Means because these are 12 functional area expert, but different qualification required for different functional area. So here, like in case of engineering degree or technical subject, like civil engineering, physical planning, architecture, town planning, environmental engineering, they can apply for land use. In case of science subject like geoinformatics, remote sensing, geographic information, that is GIS something, geoengineering, geography, geophysics, geology, applied geology, they can apply for land use. And experience in the same field like policy, guideline, legislation, generation of data, baseline data related to land use map preparation using any GIS software like ARDAS, Imagine or ArcGIS, then you can enter into this scheme. And for AP, engineering background like environmental engineering, chemical engineering, mechanical engineering, civil engineering, mining, chemical technology, they can enter into. And for science background, then you have to have master in environmental science, environmental management, environmental studies, environmental pollution control, chemical technology, physics, chemistry, they can enter into. But you have to have some experience like meteorology for air quality monitoring, stack monitoring, inventorization of greenhouse gas under Kyoto Protocol. So these are the understanding for to enter into this scheme. And for AQ, there is this is the again means for air quality only, or simply because for air attribute, there are two functional area expert or two expert are there. One is the pollution related, one is the software related. So AQ is related to air modeling. Here you need to have some air modeling software, comfortability to work on the software. In case of qualification, you can see here engineering background like environmental engineering, civil engineering, and chemical engineering. They can apply for AQ. In case of science like meteorology, environmental science, environmental management, environmental studies, industrial pollution control, physics, chemistry, mathematics, statistics, they can even atmospheric science they can apply. But they should means person should have developing micrometeorological data for modeling. They should have to develop an inventory, and also they should have comfort with the software to predict the GLC. And for WP, that is water pollution, here engineering qualification, you can see the environmental engineering, chemical engineering, civil engineering, mechanical engineering is applicable. And for science subject like public health, environmental science, environment management, environmental studies, natural science, resource management, industrial pollution, chemistry, biotechnology, biochemistry, toxicology, microbiology, hydrology, geology, they can apply for water pollution. But they should have experience in designing sampling network. They should have some software like Mic 21 Flow, Mode Flow, etc. They should know about the legislation process in India. And for ecology biodiversity, there is no engineering background is required. They should need geology, botany, chemistry, ecology biodiversity, MSc in ecology biodiversity, environmental science. They can apply ecology. They can apply for ecology biodiversity. They should know about the basic knowledge of taxonomy and conducting surveys of ecological and wildlife surveys, adequate knowledge of EIA, that is of course preferable for all expert. And in case of noise and vibration, here you can see in case of engineering qualification, mining engineering, mechanical, electrical, instrumentation, civil, environmental engineering, aeronautical engineering is required. In case of science subject, then acoustic, environmental science, environmental management, these are required. And again, the most important thing, adequate knowledge in EIA and contribution EIA and understanding of policy related to EIA is required for all the sectors and for all the expert. In case of socio-economic, again, this master on sociology, political science, regional planning, environmental planning, developing sciences, etc. These are required. MBA in rural management, they can apply. MBA in economics, even MCOM they can apply. Demographic studies, they can apply. Otherwise, if they have 2 years of postgraduate diploma from Javier Institute, then they can apply for socio-economic. And for HG, the civil engineer, mining engineer, mechanical engineer, hydraulic engineer can apply for HG. In case of science like geology, applied geology, geophysics, hydrology, surface hydrology, and hydrogeology, water resource management, they can apply. For geology, only mining engineer and earth resource engineer can apply. And in case of master degree, like in case of science degree, like geology, applied geology, geophysics, earth science, they can apply. And in case of soil conservation, in case of engineering, agriculture, civil engineer can apply, others cannot apply. But in case of master, like science graduate, then MSc in agriculture science, soil science, earth science, forestry, chemistry, botany, natural resource management, they can apply. And now environmental science has been also added for soil conservation. So, and for risk assessment, engineering background like chemical engineering, mechanical engineering, fire engineering, chemical technology, mining for mining EIA, they can apply for risk. Otherwise, in case of science, like toxicology, chemical technology, industrial safety, chemistry, they can apply for science. Otherwise, if any graduate having postgraduate diploma of 1 year in industrial safety can also apply apart from the education background. In case of SSW, engineering background like chemical, civil, or environmental or mining, they can apply. In case of science subject, chemical technology, chemistry, toxicology, environmental science, natural resource management, natural science, they can apply. They should have understanding about MSW, ISW, ISW, and hazardous waste also, rules, regulation under EPA Act, handling, etc. Now you can see if you do not have so much of experience like 3 years or 4 years, then how one can enter. So the question is answered here, like if you are fresh graduate, then you have to enter as a functional area associate. There's some consultancy with some organization who are practicing this EIA study, then you can enter into this scheme. So here 0 years, or we can say the fresh graduate can enter, having good knowledge of the subject only. Like if you are interested in air pollution, like if you are having knowledge of air, like isotope, etc., mixing height, meteorology, all those things, then you can enter into the air pollution only, like AP or AQ. And when you are working for FAA, now you can work for first one only, not more than one. And after that you can work. And also one requirement is the approved functional area expert. That is means you have to work under some supervision, because this is the different scheme, different type of conduct activity. Then you have to learn for, then you can work individually. So expert can work individual, but FAA cannot work individual. They have to have under some supervision is required, like functional area expert or simply mentor. And what is the mentor? Some person who has means senior in age, we can say. They're not able to visit the site, because site is apart from your office. This can be in Maharashtra, this can be in Gujarat, this can be in Assam, this can be in Tripura, means anywhere this can be. So you have to go to the site, you have to visit under this open climate. So that is an important thing to conduct the EIA studies, to collect the sample, to record the observation. For that purpose, mentor means the person who is senior in age cannot visit the site. They can work as a mentor to guide someone who has a huge experience in the field. So they can also work in this field. And another one, gate. This is also known as gate. Why gate? Because one can enter into. I already said that there is no boundary of qualification. So encourage of induction of new professional who have passion to work in this field, but they have not experienced the EIA field. Then anyone can work, like electrical engineer can work, computer engineer can also work as a team member. Means any qualification, anything. If you are not having qualification, then also you can work as a team member. But the major important thing, if you have a passion, then you can enter into this. So for that purpose, only one gate is team member. Under this, if you are having passion to work in this field, then you can enter into as a team member. And after some time, when you reach on the experience level, like 3 years, 5 years, 7 years, there are three stages. First stage is 3 year, then 5 year, then 7 year. Up to 3 years, you will become an expert, functional area expert category B. Up to 5 years, you will become functional area expert in category A. And up to after 7 years, you will become an EIA coordinator. So after EIA coordinator, there is no scope, there is no any other level. Means if you reach after 7 years, then you will reach the higher apex level. You have to sign, you are authority to sign the EIA document. Means EIA coordinator can sign EIA only. And another person cannot sign the whole EIA, because reviewing authority is the EIA coordinator. So it should have about more than 7 years for category, and for 5 years EIA coordinator for in category B. So that is the thing. And services, like how means one can go into this field, environment protection. So here you can see now we have 2 minutes, so we'll discuss immediately. Environmental clearance, forest clearance, wildlife clearance, CRZ clearance, carbon credit scheme, water withdrawal, water budgeting, green builder certification, NOCs from PCBs under EPA Act, Water Act, Air Act, wildlife conservation plans, mangrove conservation plan, biodiversity impact assessment like BIA, TIA, SIA, ECBC, hydrodynamic study, solar system, water set management, rainwater harvesting, LCA, CRA, factory license, industry license, landscape management, environmental testing, that is related to lab. Then WTP, STP, or simply we can say anyone can work for ETP, designing, erection, commissioning, marine studies, landform, hydrological study, geological study, GIS study, air quality modeling, hazard, risk, tree analysis, hazard, then safety audit, a factory audit, environmental audit, and half-yearly compliances. These are services. For that purpose, we have some trainings we have already organized. Like we have started since March. So you can see we have. Means tomorrow we have an online session on process like groundwater permission from CDW. Then we have a 3-day webinar on baseline data collection, then water pollution monitoring and sampling tomorrow at 11 o'clock. Then we have air pollution monitoring on means next day. Then CAMS, carbon footprint, advances in wastewater treatment technology, life cycle assessment, traffic impact assessment, basics of land use mapping, etc., noise pollution mapping and control mitigation measure, basics of environment. These are the online and some webinar. You can see here the type, that is type of mode. 2 modes are there. For online, there is no restriction of time, means one can start as per their convenience only. And for webinar, you have to come at a specific time. So there is a restriction, and the fees is already mentioned here. if anyone interested to participate in any type of webinar or online session, they can contact. We have authored more than 45 books now. Five are also in consideration. Some books we have provided. This is available on Amazon. This is available on Google also. You can read if you are matching some interest on bioremediation, on emulsion technology for soil sustainability, zero waste. This is of course most important thing on nowadays, because by 2050 9.1 billion population will be there. Then waste generation, you can imagine how much waste will be there. So from since inception only, or we can say from today only, we have to think about the zero waste. When even from houses, from the industry, from anywhere, when we are thinking about the waste generation, we have to think about the zero waste. So we have written, this is published by Taylor and Francis, CRC Press, available on Google Books also, and Amazon, CRC Press, etc. We have provided the link. One is about the groundwater contamination. It is like arsenic contamination, and then how we can bioremediate, especially in case of West Bengal. So we have presented all these cases in this book. It is published by IGI. Another book on bioremediation. Here we have provided some links. Now you can ask your question. I think it's a time 1-1. Thank you very much. Now you can, if any participant want the question or something, if they have, then you can type in the chat box. Thank you very much.
Sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. Very informative session, sir. Actually, sir, at the starting of the
any person, if they have question, then they can ask. Otherwise, you can take and just let me know what they have. Just read the question and immediately.
Sir, I had one question regarding that the complaints to submit through online.
Yeah.
Can you help me in that? Elaborate, sir, in that.
Can you repeat the question?
Environment clearance EC submission, sir, compliance report.
Yeah.
Every 6 months once we have to submit. Earlier we have sent it to the hard copy. Now you have to send it through in e-mode or something. They are asking. No, or that clarity is required, sir.
Okay. So see, for EC compliances, you have to submit online only. Now the portal is that is Parives, a single window system is there. You have, because if they have EC, any proponent they have EC, then they have their login system also, right? By logging their credential only, after logging into, you have to go to the portal under category A or B, whatever you have. Then you have to click on category A if your project is category A. If you have category B, then you have to click on category B. And after that, you have to seek there one, upload your compliance under compliances. Then you have to upload there only by putting remark, that is for which study area, means for which time period. Time period is standard time period is from 1st April to September 30, and second period is from 1st October to 31st March. So that is the thing. You can apply. You can upload online only on the Parives portal.
Sir, the time period is just I want to get a clearance. It is April to September, or some people are saying that Jan to June. So
No. See, I'm clearing this because many people are confused in this one. See, in case your EC having this type of period like 1st June, 1st December, that is the submission time period. Means you have to submit your compliance report before 1st December. For in case of from 1st April to 30 September, then you have to submit your this compliances online before 1st December. In case of another period starting from October 1st to 31st March, then you have to submit your compliance before 1st June. Because why this is required? Because you have already collected your baseline data, so you need to have some presentation, like you have to process your data, you have to prepare your report. So there is a grace period to submit, not for the standard period. Standard period is only 6 months, started from your financial year has been divided into two, from 1st April to 30 September. Then second is from 1st October to 31st March. And in other case, when if you are means your first compliance, then you can include the whole year. Suppose you have means your EC was granted in July, Then you
Okay.
can start from July up to 31st March. Means in that first EC compliance, yeah, we can say compliance, then you can immediately include whole year up to 31st March.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Is it clear? Okay.
Yes,
Any
sir,
other
yes.
question? Then you can unmute mic and ask the question. We have here for 5-6 minutes only because we have already crossed 1:15. Otherwise, you can just send your question on my WhatsApp. I will take all the question. I will answer. Here is the WhatsApp number 9909968953. 68953. I am already typed here, and also email biomtraining@gmail.com or Biohm Consultare. If anyone want to ask any question related to this session, otherwise any even other sessions also, they can also. One question from Ramji Lal Meena. Can we start baseline data collection prior submission of application to M? Yeah, you can, but there's a requirement as per OM released by MFCC on 29th August 2017. Here it is provided that you can start your baseline data prescribing the standard time period only. So standard time period is 1st October to 31st December. And another second time period is from 1st December to 28 or 29, whatever is in the month of February. And third time period is from 1st March to 31st May. So you can collect the baseline data in that time period only, but also you can inform to the committee. But it is not like that if you have collected baseline data back 2 years back. So you cannot present. You have to have start, like you have procured, we can say if you have LOI, if you have your work order, then you can start before submitting your Form 1 even. Then that can be accepted at everywhere in the ministry also. And we have presented more than approx 200 EIA. We have worked for so many companies. So there is nothing about this. And we have already made one matrix for impact assessment. That is simple matrix, we can say. It is easily understood by all the people. Common man can easily understand, because in EIA, many people are using Leopold matrix, which was developed in 1970 by the US EPA only. The person is Leopold, so that is known as Leopold matrix. But it is so much having so much complexity. There is more than 80 activities are there. In India, we have already QCI scheme. So we can, one question from Leah Therese. Question is about difference between EMP and EIS. See, EMP is different thing. EIS is like a environment statement only. It is related to EIA, but EMP is the part of EIA. So you can say the EMP is the part of EIS, right? So in some country it is known as EIS, and here we are knowing that EIA is known as, that EIS is known as EIA only in India. Okay. One question from explain about EIA, EMS, EA. Difference already I told. EMS is different thing. Management system, that is sometime it is known as EMP. EMS is EMP, and EA environmental audit. Audit is different thing. Very different thing. It is not related to EIA, and EIA is the activity which is already discussed here. So I don't think that again we have to discuss about EIA. EMS is EMP. Already we have discussed chapter 10, and EA is the environment audit. If you are mentioning about this Thakur Vikram Singh, so EA is the environment audit, that is under Supreme Court only. Means of course ISO requirement is also there for environmental audit to have by all activity proponent. So that is different activity. One question from Sudhir Boi. Explain what the difference between EIA audit. That is already I think asked by Thakur Vikram Singh. EIA under ISO and under Supreme Court or by Supreme Court order. EIA is under EIA notification. Audit is not any notification. Okay, means under this is not under EIA notification. Audit is a different thing to be conducted by the scheduled auditor, like Schedule 1, Schedule 2 auditors are there. So under means every state have different type of audit scheme. In Gujarat here means GPCB is already conducting this type of, and they are giving the name of company to be conducted for environmental audit by GPCB only, and then we are doing that. Once explain the difference between EIA. Again, the question is from Vikram Singh. So I think you get this answer, right? EIA, whatever we have discussed here. EMS, the EMP under chapter 10, that is environmental management plan, is related to budgetary provision. Means how you will mitigate those activity which is provided in chapter 4 and 10. That is the plan, and also role and responsibility to be provided in EMS, and EA is the environmental audit. Any other question? Yeah, one question about EIA in India. What should be the pursuit to do EIA report in US? So EIA in the US is different thing. In case of course, we have opted that scenario only because EIA in India has been started in 1978 when we have submitted the EIA document to US World Bank. So maximum flow, or simply we can say that scheduling and activity is very similar to US. But if you want to know, we have already we are planning to conduct one webinar on EIA in different country, so you can attend because this. Yeah, another question is the screening process in EIA done by EIA consultant of the project or engineer. No, engineer cannot do this activity because if they have experience in that field, then anyone can. But requirement is the screening should be done by some EIA practitioner only, and EIA practitioner in India is NABET consultant. So that is EIA consultant. Okay, any other question? I think, yeah. One more question from how many years want to submit compliance report? See, compliance report from Babu. Compliance report is 6 monthly. Every 6 monthly, half-yearly compliance is report. One question from Abhijit Sonde. I am chemical engineer working water, wastewater industry. I am very interested in environmental sector. Please suggest online courses. Yeah, already told that. You can just note down this mobile number 9909968953. Please send your name on this number. I will share all the brochures. We have already number of brochures here. You see, I am just sharing again. You can see here. We have already planned related to water and wastewater. So here you can see today at 4 o'clock we have violation of environmental law and its compliances. So here you can see related to act, then compliances, then violations, and what are the consequences. We have some case study, remediation plan, and way out of this violation. So that is only today at 4 o'clock. Then we have basics of land use, land cover mapping on 25th. Then we have 29th May, that is air quality modeling. And this is the whole list where we have already provided that related to air. You can see water pollution. It's tomorrow at 11 o'clock. The fees is 500 only. For air pollution monitoring, on 22nd May, the OCEMS, that is SEMS, online SEMS. Then we have online session on that. Carbon footprint, we have a webinar on 22nd. Then advances wastewater treatment, we have online session. Life cycle assessment, we have a webinar. So all traffic TIA, we have a webinar. Land use, we have an online session. 3 days impact assessment technologies, techniques in EIA and chapter 4 only. So we have a webinar for 3 days, 25, 26, 27. Then you can go for noise mapping, pollution and mitigation measure. This is on online session on 26th. Basics of environmental audit, the fees is only 300. Online session on 27th. The basics of EIA tools and techniques, fees is 300 only on 28th. Online session. Soil quality, soil conservation, 500 rupees fees is online session 28. CRZ clearance, webinar session. Air quality modeling, online session. Solid hazardous waste management and career opportunity is on 29 webinar. Instrumental methods are there. So that is online session. So we have a long list of daily we are conducting so many webinars and online session. One can join immediately if your interest is matching. So I think now we have to complete this and this session. Organizers.
Sir, thank you for the very informative and useful session, sir.
Welcome.
Really, it will be very helpful for many officers.